Okay, back again to Animoji Gaming. So today I tried to do or play the free games from Nintendo Switch, which is Fall Guys. So basically, these games were supposed to be paid on the PlayStation 4 or in the PC, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm not sure. But in the Nintendo Switch, it is basically a free games, just like the Stumble Guys on the mobile, which I think I have already created an Animoji before, even though it is pretty lag because it was streamed directly from the Airplay on the phone. So unlike using the HDMI Video Capture, which is basically can run on at least more than 20 FPS. So if you talk about the stream, I'm just not sure why. It just seems to be has a lot of delays, maybe because of my wireless router is just not supported perhaps, but I'm not sure. So basically the Fall Guys that I try to play is because my college friend tried to play it using their PlayStation 5, I guess. And there's also the one that use Nintendo Switch as well. So yeah, that's the reason why. Because yeah, if you talk about playing this without any friends that you know, it may seems to be not really necessary or not really fun, perhaps. Even though you cannot really fight with your friends only, so you still need to join in some random rooms. So as you are trying to play with friends that have a lot of team, like a lot of people like the one that I used to play with Stumble Guys on the company during the Independence Day. So yeah, all of them were basically the same people, not just random people or even AI, but I'm not sure whether there is an AI on this game because yeah, this game is just purely an online games. And I'm just not sure why the sound is just cannot be recorded at all. Maybe I'm just forgot to change the input, or it is just hard to be recorded because it's very noisy perhaps, but I'm not sure why. Maybe there's no sound at all in the menu. I'm not sure. So yeah, it's basically pretty short videos, only around 11 minutes, maybe because I don't really good at this game or I'm just too laggy because I played using HDMI Video Capture, when I, which I realized when I tried to play it using PC gaming hangout of the Dream Gadget, and it's very lag for some reason. But yeah, when I try to play it using console, I just not really realize that it is actually lag. But I think this time I'm not really the one that play with my friends. So I'm just testing the games, played with the random peoples for some reason. So yeah, since this is an online game, so I'm not sure whether I'm able to stream with this game because most of the time when I try to play the online games, it's just very hard to stream at the same time because it's just making the gameplay laggier, and also the stream is also not in the best condition, so there will be so many drop frames. So yeah, I decided to play it just on my own, just to test how this game compares to the Stumble Guys, and it seems to be pretty much similar, but maybe it's a little bit harder because it's pretty lag. Because when I try to use a phone, even though the controller is not easy, but it's still actually better since I'm actually seeing display directly. So I just don't get it why I cannot jump into this. This is pretty annoying. I definitely lose the race. So basically it is like a popular or viral Squid Games, but yeah, this is not a human. It's just weird alien humanoid. So this like Stumble Guys, which is pretty much like a cartoon human, which is a little bit better for some reason, but yeah, it still doesn't make any sense. Unlike the Squid Game, which is a little bit better, maybe because it's reminds many people about the Battle Royale. And I just don't get it why I'm just standing, because I definitely lose because they're almost half of them were already qualified for some reason. So yeah, I'm actually qualified. That's because yeah, the qualified is pretty big for some reason. Unlike the Stumble Guys, which always been half of the players. So maybe they try to give more chance to people to experience the games more. So we're still waiting for the final qualified players. Yeah, the rest of it will be fall for some reason. So basically, it may be the half of the maximum player, but since the room is not in the maximum player, so that's the reason why it seems to be very big, the one that basically qualified. So basically, since this is actually the first time that I play, so I don't really know what tricks on each of the stages, unlike the people that basically already play a lot. And it's the annoying things that, yeah, the session is just immediately disconnected for no reason. And yeah, try to reconnect into the game is also pretty lag. I'm just not sure why. Maybe because I'm also currently in online meeting with my college friends. So I just don't get it. So basically it's all about skins, which you can customize. So I'm not sure whether it is an ability that's make easier to win. So try to even pay to win game, perhaps, like any other profitable games. Not sure, like the Point Blank, which is used to be a pay to win games, but right now it is not that popular. So they decided to give free weapons every day, even though the cheater that use wallhack is still so many, especially when you try to play it at night. So it just accepting friend requests from my friend. So I just don't get it. So yeah, can be seen that detected whether I'm using controller or Joy-Con. Maybe this is actually the last time that I played with the Nintendo Switch Pro controller, because I eventually sell it since I just don't know on the PC game instead, which obviously better in terms of resources because the processing power is much bigger than the Nintendo Switch, which is basically just optimized for gaming. Because yeah, you cannot do many things in Nintendo Switch unless you're trying to do a custom firmware, to install a custom firmware into the Nintendo Switch, which basically can make the Nintendo Switch running on Android. Because yeah, Nintendo Switch is still basically an ARM devices, just like any other game phone. I think game is just game that was basically based on Android, or even Mac in the future that we are starting to use IRM for no reason. So yeah, it's just pretty unnecessary, and with just 5 seconds remaining. So yeah,